gives me great pleasure to introduce our leader of our school district, the superintendent, Mr. Gilbert Gonzalez, a good friend of mine, for some opening remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Heredia. Before I start, I do want to recognize we do have two of our board members with us tonight, starting with our board vice president, Ms. Hilda Martinez Caballero. Would you please give us a big hand for our board member? And also trustee Ms. Glenda Purcell. And on behalf of Ms. Lupita Fuentes, Dr. Alvarez, Mr. Salcedo, Mr. Bowles, and Mr. Torralba, who could not be here with us because of other commitments, they also wish you well and congratulations to all the students. Buenas noches, bienvenidos a este evento tan especial. Es muy especial para mí, como yo sé que es especial para ustedes, ¿verdad? Donde reconocemos a sus hijos, nuestros estudiantes, por haber logrado, que están a punto de recibir becas para que sigan con sus estudios. Al mismo tiempo, quiero darle las gracias a todos los que contribuyeron para las becas, ya bien sea negociantes locales, organizaciones, clubs, etc. Good evening and welcome to the CC Winn Scholarship Night. Tonight we celebrate not only our scholars, but also the generous members of our community who without them tonight would not be possible. I think we're truly blessed in Eagle Pass. Eagle Pass is unique in that we find many local businesses and organizations willing to contribute to the future of our students. Donors, you are certainly providing our students with a jump start on their college education. So I personally want to thank you. You are helping our students continue with their future plans to pursue a college education is to be commended. Let's give them a big hand right now. Students, you're about to receive something that some of us only dream of. You're about to be given assistance. You have worked hard and diligently for your goal. It takes a certain individual to be able to ask for help. In today's world, you must be able to look for assistance to be successful in life, for no one is able to succeed by himself or herself. And now, because of your effort and your willingness to try and your hard work throughout your high school career, you're able to sit here today and be rewarded with a scholarship. My advice to you is simple. Take this gift you have been given and use it wisely. Use this scholarship to ease the increasing financial burden of college and enter into your future knowing that there are people out here that believe in you so much that they chose to make an investment in your future. Honor them with your hard work and dedication to your studies. And when you come back to our community as a successful college graduate, remember that this scholarship helped you to get there. Remember the kindness that was bestowed upon you and pay it forward, and hopefully someday you'll be in this audience again. Except this time, you'll be the one blessing someone with an irreplaceable gift such as a scholarship. Thank you so much. Good luck in your future, and may God bless you. Que Dios los bendiga. Gracias.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Scholarship Award Ceremony. Tonight, we have 125 contributors that are giving 344 scholarships to 165 students for the amount over $1 million. And that is for all of you. So I want to thank all of them for being here. I want to thank each one of you for being here in this special night. I want to thank Ms. Lorena Alvarez, our scholarship clerk, for putting this event together, and everyone that is helping her so this event can go very well. So it is time to start with the presentation of the scholarships. The first one is from our Superintendent Scholarship presenter, Mr. Gilberto Gonzalez, Superintendent of Schools, and the recipient is Adrian Gonzalez. Next, we have the Eagle Pass SD Education Foundation presenter, Andres Viatti and Claudio Heredia. And the recipient is Grecia G. de la Cerda. Eagle Pass ISD District Service Center presented Gilberto Gonzalez, Superintendent. Recipient, Leonela Villegas. Next, we have Saida Bainet Memorial Scholarship, presenter Claudio Heredia. Recipient, Armando Solis. Thank you. Next, we have the U.S. Army Reserve National Scholar Athlete Award Program. Presenters, Staff Sergeant Nunez and Sergeant Lopez. And the recipients are Ryan Scott Pike, Lorena A. Sanchez, and Javier Escalante. Thank you. Next, we have the U.S. Marines, the Montgomery GI Bill, presenter, Staff Sergeant Osvaldo Chacon. And the recipients are Sergio Costilla and Ivan Carrizales. Next, we have the Eagle Pass Border Lions Club. Presenters, Mary Schusler, Malu Niño, Marcela Madera, and Kathy Mayen. And the recipients are Sergio Ochoa Jr. and San Juanita Rubalcaba. Thank you. Next, we have the Eagle Pass Rotary Club. Presenter, John Paul Sullivan. And the recipients are Areli Perez and Isaac Turrubiate Salinas. Next, we have the Eagle Pass Police Department. Presenter, Rigoberto Covarrubias and Orlando Terán. Recipients, Jesus Dueñez, Adolfo González III, Abraham Javalera, and Paola Villa. Thank you. Next, we have the Antonio R. Sanchez Memorial. Presenters, Jose Palafox and Fernando Garza Jr. And the recipient is Elizabeth Alferez. Thank you. Next, we have the Board of Federal Credit Union Employees. Presenter, Diana Lorena Salinas. And the recipient is Daniela Montemayor. Next, we have the Jacob Daniel Hernandez Scholarship. Presenter, Jose Manuel, Gabriel, and Maribel Hernandez. And the recipients are Vicente de León Jr., Germán de Luna, Aileen García, Sidney Lynn Gloria, Adrian González, Cristian Ibarra, Alexandra Pedrosa, and Isaac Turrubiate Salinas. Thank you. And now we have Assistant Principal Matthew Riega to continue with the presentation. Thank you very much.
Good evening, everybody. Our next scholarship is the Fidel A. Rodriguez Jr. Memorial. Your presenters are Ricardo, Sandra, and Ricky Rodriguez Jr. Your recipients are Jorge L. Hernandez and Valeria G. Ruiz. Thank you. Next scholarship is the Normandy Gypsy Motorcycle Club. Your presenters are Raul Rodriguez, Henry Rodriguez, and Sergio Perez. Your recipients, Vicente de Leon Jr., Jocelyn Guerra, and Karina Sauceda. The next scholarship is the CC Winn Mighty Maverick English Department. Your presenters are Mrs. Camarillo, Mrs. Mercer, and Mrs. Esquivel. The recipients are Luis Contreras and Isaac Urrubiate Salinas. Again, Luis Contreras and Isaac Turrubiate Salinas. And now presenting the Language Development Center Scholarship, we have Rosela Even, Principal, Juanita Aldape, Virginia Aguirre, and Liliana Gutierrez. Your recipient for the Language Development Center Scholarship, Jonathan Macias and Roberto Macias. Thank you. Next, we have the L&M Scholarship presented by Mrs. Camarillo and Mrs. Uriegas. I do apologize. Your recipient, Diana Gabriela Gomez Lopez. Robert E. Lee Mighty Lee Rebels Scholarship, presented by Blanca Musquiz, Principal, and Mari Carmen Rangel Perales. Your recipients are Jesus Dueñas and Mariela Sanchez. Now we have a scholarship in memory of Herminia Macias, presented by Socorro Richards, Rebecca Robinson, and Sandra Flores. Your recipient, Andrea Marie Martinez. Now we have the Texas State University Eagle Pass Alumni Scholarship, presented by Becky Robinson and John Munoz. And your recipients are Esmeralda Cárdenas and Michael Ureña. Next, we have the Eagle Pass Friendly Pharmacy Scholarship, presented by Hilda Martinez Caballero. And son, I presume. Your recipients are Alexandra Carranza and Israel Perales. Israel Perales. AKA June. Remaining on stage, again, Hilda Martinez Caballero and son. This is a scholarship in memory of Alex and Lily Alvarez. Bear with the recipients, we have a few. Your recipients are Maria Aguado, Adolfo Gonzalez III, Victor Alonso Gonzalez, Gabriel Martinez Jr., Brittany Alexis Perez, America Segura, and Jesus Manuel Cerrato Jr. Thank you. We're going to now pass it on to Assistant Principal Mrs. Aide Jimenez Hernandez to present the next scholarships.
Good evening. The contributor, Southwestern Women's Clinic, presenter is Irma de los Santos, and the recipients are Andrea Marie Martinez and Israel Perales. officers, Officers Gonzalez, Officer Martinez, Officer Cuevas, Officer Garcia, Officer Gomez, and Officer Mata. And the recipients are Eileen Garcia, Paola Garcia Suazua, and Isaac Turubiate Salinas. Next, we have the Jose Guerra Scholarship, presented by Lisa G. Reese. And the recipient is Elisa Marie Lopez. Academy, presented by Mrs. Brenda Payne. And the recipients are Paola Garcia Suazua, Reyes Lopez, Iram E. Olivares, and Israel Perales. The Payne Family Scholarship, presented by Mr. Enrique Payne and Brenda Payne. And the recipient is Dulce Hernandez Delgado. Presented by Luz A. Lazarski and Cynthia Guedea. The recipients are Raquel Galvan and Israel Perales. Eagle Pass Cleaners. Presenters Juan and Andrea Espinosa. And the recipients are Kayleen Ibarra and Timothy Reese. Elementary, presented by Sandra Koenig. And the recipients are Maria G. Aguado, Alejandra Arriaga, Alejandro Carrasco, and Stephanie Martinez. Eagle Pass Masonic Lodge, presented by Skip Edwards, Joe de la Garza, Gume Guevara, Rick Flores, and Rolando Martinez. The recipients are Josue Barragan, Nancy Luna, Andrea Marie Martinez, and Valeria Sornia. Next, we have the Will to Win Scholarship, presented by Mrs. Margie Mejia. The recipients are Glenda Acevedo, Valerie Marie Andrade, Jessica Valderas, Noah Garcia, Vanessa Guzman, Cecilia Santos, and Ernesto Vargas. Next, I present to you my colleague, Jorge Benavides, our instructional officer. Thank you.
Next, we have the Eagle Pass Board of Realtors, presented by Mr. and Mrs. Juan Mancha, excuse me. Recipients are Leonor Ramirez and Valerie Sornia. Our next contributor is Pan America Roundtable, presented by Gichi Becker, Bettis, Lucy Mancha, Lana Harper. Our recipients are Sidney Lynn Gloria, Iram Olivares, Gilberto Ivan Virauli, Sidney Gloria. Our next contributor is the Christian Community Roca Firme Incorporated, Gilberto Velia and Velia Herrera, Pastores, Danny, and Alma Palos. The recipients are Maria Aguao, Karen Valderas, Gabriel Martinez, Paola Villa, and Acelia Munoz. Our next contributor is Maverick County Retired School Personnel Association, presented by Alba Barrera and Connie Kipuros. The recipients are Beatriz Zúñiga, Our next contributor is Delta Kappa Gamma, presented by Tina Marquez, Sandra Lopez, Lana Harper, Dione Wiesti. The recipient is Joanne Jimenez. Our next contributor is the Memorial Junior High Scholarship, presented by Vera Sumter. The recipient is Lorena Sanchez. Our next contributor is MAY18 Health and Fitness, Edna 5K Run, presented by Alicia and Maximus Galvan. The recipients are Magdalena Chavarria, Montserrat Fonseca, Juanita Garza, Israel Perales. Our next contributor is Maverick County, Coahuila, Texas A&M Club, presented by Storm Jaime, Benny Rodriguez, and Ernest Wiesti. Our recipients are Areli Perez and Victor Manuel Villasana.
Diego. Diego, son.
Our next contributor is Rolly Ruiz Jr., number 8, Live Your Dreams Scholarship, presented by Rolando, Claudia Porfirio, and Julio Ruiz. The recipients are Josué Barragán, Germán de Luna, Javier Flores, Noy Garza, Juan Garza, Adolfo Gonzalez III, Adrian Gonzalez, Ryan Scott Pike, Marbelia Rosas, Eduardo Salazar, Isaac Turrabarte Salinas. Our next contributor is Storm, Jaime, Benny, Felicitas, Lopez Rodriguez. The recipient is Victor Manuel Villasana. Our next contributor is Falcon International Bank, presented by Noe Rodriguez. The recipient is Sydney Len Gloria. Sydney Len Gloria. Our next contributor is Eagle Pass Housing Authority employees, presented by Mary Velasquez. The recipients are Giancarlo Alvarado, Josué Barragán, Germán de Luna, Moisés Martinez, Edward Mata, and José Salinas. Our next contributor is EPHS Guidance Department, presented by Claudia de la Cerda. The recipient is Grecia de la Cerda. Our next contributor is Maverick County Farm Bureau, presented by Ernest Weisty. The recipients are Paloma Garcia Sosua, Sydney Lynn Gloria, Monica Villarreal. Next, that will be speaking up here will be Assistant Principal, Mr. Jay Mendoza.
Our next contributor, CC Winn Administration, presented by CC Winn Administration. The recipient is Grecia de la Cerda. Our next contributor, EPHS Kate Department, presented by Claudia de la Cerda. Recipient is Giselle K. Cerda. Our next contributors are the CC Winn police officers, presented by Officers Cuevas, Guevara, Montalvo, Gomez, Garcia, and Martinez. Recipient is Javier Flores. Our next contributor, Law Offices of Andrea Cáceres. Presenter, Andrea Cáceres. Recipient, Horaida Salazar. Contributors are Andres and Guadalupe A. Cáceres and family. Presenters are Guadalupe and Alejandra Cáceres. Our recipient for this scholarship is Jill Sornia. Contributor Asalia Cázares, building partnerships in our community. Presenter Alejandra and Andrea Cázares. Recipients are Alexandra Carranza, Sydney Lynn Gloria, Kaylin Nicole Ibarra. Contributor, La Guadalupana Primary Care. Presenters are Vanessa and Jose Hernandez. Recipients are Samantha Benavides, Cynthia Castillo, Grecia de la Cerda, Germán de Luna, Raquel Galván, Sidney Lynn Gloria, Jaime Gonzalez Jr., Victor Alonso Gonzalez, Karina Herrera, Janelle Olivet Moreno.
Jaime, Victor, and Karina.
Contributor, Texas A&M University Aggie Moms Club, the Melva Alviso Scholarship. Presenters are Linda Molina, Silvia Riojas Chong, Ivy Purcell Gloria, and Linda Black. Recipients are Raquel Galvan, Paola Garcia Suazua, Nancy Luna, and Areli Perez. Contributor, Eagle Pass TCTA. Presenter, Maye Ibarra. Recipients for this scholarship are Maria G. Aguado, Alexandra Carranza, Alejandro Carrasco, Giselle K. Cerda, Sydney Lynn Gloria, Alyssa Maris Lopez, Jonathan R. Macias, Alexis A. Martinez, Iram E. Olivares, Mariela Sanchez, Steven Sanchez, and Abril Sierra. Contributor, Golden Rule Scholarship, presented by Patricia Sanchez. Recipients are Carissa Nicole Hernandez and Esmeralda Sanchez. Contributor, Golden Rule Technical Scholarship presented by Patricia Sanchez. Recipient is Abraham Javalera. Contributors, Eagle Pass Evening Lions Club, presented by Jorge Villalpando, John De Leon, Andrew Baca, Jaime Rodriguez, Julio A. Rodriguez. Recipients are Alejandra Arriaga, Kiara Gomez, Cynthia Alejandra Limón, San Juanita Rubalcaba, Beatriz H. Zúñiga. Contributor, Sesame Preschool, presented by Rudy and Elsa Villalpando. Recipients are Grecia de la Cerda, Paola Garcia Suazua, Karina Rodriguez, and Michael Ureña. Contributor, F. Raúl Treviño, MBA, CPA, LLC. Presenter, Raúl Treviño and Lilian Treviño. Recipient, Maribel Rodriguez. EPISD Assessment Team Scholarship, presented by Luz Lozano and Miriam Garcia. Recipients are Arui Guerra and Sergio Ochoa Jr. Contributor, Lily's Flower Shop Incorporated, presented by Lilian Treviño. Recipient, Javier Flores. Contributor, CC Winn Counseling Department, presented by Margie Mejia, Linda Garcia, Rachel Castro, Iris Oca, Laura Sanchez. Recipients are Germán de Luna and Sydney Lynn Gloria. Our next MC is Assistant Principal Aide Jimenez Hernandez.
Henry B. Gonzalez Bobcat Scholarship, presented by Carmen Garcia and Olivia Rodriguez. The recipient is Jesus Manuel Cerrato. The Ray H. Dar Scholarship, presented by Ceci Cifuentes, Tina Marquez, Bertie Ritchie. The recipients are Christian Ibarra, Alexis A. Martinez, and Valeria Sornia. The next three scholarships are going to be presented by our Mayor, Ramsey English Cantu. The first one is the Ruth Riskin Memorial Scholarship, and this one goes to Ms. Grecia de la Cerda. The second one is the Herring Law Firm, and the recipients are Victor Alonso Gonzalez and Andrea Marie Martinez. And the third scholarship is the Legal Eagle Ranches Incorporated, and the recipient is Israel Perales. Next scholarship is the Rolando Martinez Catering Services, presented by Mr. and Mrs. Rolando Martinez. The recipients are Ricky Elizondo and Jasmine Jimenez. The next scholarship is La Cantera Real Estate, presented by Eloisa Jimenez and Isabel Posada. The recipients are Karina Sauceda and Alexia Tijerina. The Alma Gonzalez Memorial Scholarship, presented by Liliana Gonzalez and Christian Guerra. And the recipient is Beatriz Zúñiga. The ATPE Scholarship, presented by Mr. Julio Martinez. The recipients are Isaac Turubiate Salinas and Gilberto Iván Vidauri. Next is the Eagle Pass Principals Association Scholarship. The presenters are Sandra Koenig, Veronica Chacon, Sandra Lopez, and Aida Peng Villa. The recipients are Luis Contreras and Joanne Jimenez. Joanne Jimenez. Next is the L&L Pay It Forward Scholarship, presented by Alvaro and Sandra Lopez. The recipients are Joanne Jimenez and Isaac Turubiate Salinas. Next, we have the Maverick County TSTA Scholarship, presented by Mr. Jorge L. Rodriguez. The recipients are Paloma Garcia Suazua and Paola Garcia Suazua. Next, we have the JRP Security Systems Scholarship, presented by Jesse and Irma Perez. The recipients are Noah Garcia and Valeria G. Reese. Next, we have the Maverick Band Booster Scholarship, presented by Jesse Rodriguez, Ana M. Martinez, and Gloria Escamilla. The recipients are Abel Gonzalez and Gustavo Villarreal. Next, we have the Maverick County Junior Livestock Show Association Scholarship, presented by Tim Hart, Holly Hart, Alma Chapa, Mirta Dickerson, Laura Cárdenas. The recipients are Maria G. Aguado, Karen Valderas, Lakira Flores, Paloma Garcia Suazua, Sydney Lynn Gloria, and Puraida Salazar. Next, we have Seco Mines Elementary Scholarship, presented by Mr. Israel Rocha and Amelia Zambrano. The recipients are Paloma Garcia Suazua and Paola Garcia Suazua.
Next, we have the Kickapoo Traditional Tribe of Texas, presenter Julie Salazar. The recipients are Cody Anico, Stephen Anico, Nathaniel Caballero, Ricky Elizondo, Kiara Gomez, Yasmin Jimenez, Blanca Loera, Rosa López, Ariel Rodríguez, Estebana Salazar, Audrey Suque, Hailey Suque, Miguel Suque, Justin Suque, Autumn Valdez. Thank you. Next, we have the San Luis Cardinal Scholarship, presenters Elba Agosto and Amalia Mendez. And the recipient is Mariela Sanchez. Thank you. Next, we have the Spartan Fit Training Center, presenters Joe Montes and Becky Rosas. And the recipient is Carissa Nicole Hernandez. Thank you. Next, we have the Rancho Cuatro Hermanas, presente Brenda Mancha, Leticia Mancha, Patricia Mancha, Kina Mancha. And the recipient is Paloma Garcia Suazua. Next, we have Araceli's Body Art Tattoo Shop, presenting Araceli Tijerina. And the recipient is Alexia Tijerina. Next, we have Sarita Tortilla Factory, presenters Zaira Gonzalez, Chema, and Sochil Villarreal. And the recipients are Andres Echavarría, Iram E. Olivares, Jacqueline Rodriguez, Sergio Saucedo, and Patricia Vázquez. Thank you. Next, we have the Charlie and Vivian Mauer Memorial, presenter Janelle Mauer. And the recipient is Moises A. Martinez. Thank you. Next, we have the Maverick Welding. Presenter Lorena Alvarez. Recipient Roberto Salinas.
Next scholarship we have is the Texas State University Office of Undergraduate Admissions. This is going to be presented by Mrs. Maria Luisa Uriegas. Your recipient is Stephanie Trevino. The next scholarship we have is the Maverick 5K Run, presented by Ms. Maria Luisa Uriegas and Ms. Ivy Purcell. If you'll hold your applause for a few names. Recipients are Alejandra Arriaga, Alexandra Carranza, Jesus Dueñez, Raquel Galvan, Aileen Garcia, Paloma Garcia Suazua, Ana Garza, Yasmin Garza, Sidney Lynn Gloria, Jaime Gonzalez Jr., Victor Alonso Gonzalez, Carissa Nicole Hernandez, Cristian Ibarra, Atalia Jimenez, Nancy Luna, Alexis A. Martinez, Andrea Marie Martinez, Karina Martinez, Janelle Olivet Moreno, Sergio Ochoa, Iram E. Olivares, Israel June Perales, Areli Perez, Brittany Alexis Perez, Leonor Ramirez, Jenny Regalado, Stephanie Reyes, Beatriz Rodriguez, Valeria G. Ruiz, San Juanita Rubalcaba, Lorena A. Sánchez, Mariela Sánchez, Jesus Manuel Cerrato Jr., Armando Solís, Griselda Solís, Valeria Sornia, Alexis Tavira, Gilberto Ivan Vidauri, Paola Villa, and last but not least, Andrea Villarreal.
Our next contributor, the Amigos Club. Recipients are Sarah Lucero, Ramos, and Paola Villa. Our next contributor, Balcones Heights Park, LP. Recipient is Karina Herrera. Our next contributor, BBVA Compass Bank. Recipients are Jaime Gonzalez Jr., Andrea Marie Martinez. Contributor, CC Winn Voice Track. Recipient is Vicente de Leon. Contributor, CC Winn Staff. Recipients are Samuel Ballesteros, Josue Barragan, Aileen Garcia, and Michael Ureña. Contributor, CC Winn Cross Country. Recipient is Joanne Jimenez. Contributor, Davis Powell Architecture. Recipient is Alex Longoria. Contributor, Del Rio Division Association of Federal Attorneys. The recipients are Cynthia Castillo, Grecia de la Cerda, Esmeralda Sanchez, and Isaac Turribiati Salinas. Contributor, CC Winn Welding Department. Recipient is Alan Barrientos. Contributor, Dr. Carlos E. de la Peña, DDS Family Dental Care. Recipient is Andrea Marie Martinez. Contributor, Eagle Pass Chamber of Commerce, the Maria Riddle Scholarship, and the recipient is Alexis A. Martinez. Contributor, Eagle Pass Chamber of Commerce, the Pedro Marquez Senior Scholarship. The recipient is Andrea Marie Martinez. Contributor for a Bright Future. The recipient is Alexia Tijerina. Contributor, Friends and Alumni of Southwest Texas Junior College. The recipients are Elizabeth Alferez, Manuel Rodriguez III, Karina Rodriguez, and Jill G. Sornia. Contributor, Future Leaders in Healthcare. Recipients are Victor Alonso Gonzalez, Dulce Hernandez Delgado, and Eliza Medina. Contributor, the Bill and Melinda Gates Millennium Scholarship. The recipients are Grecia de la Cerda, Isaac Turribiati Salinas, and Victor Manuel Villasana. Contributor, Herf Jones, the Overall Graduation Office. Recipients are Karina Puente, Elizabeth Palacio, and Karen Pedrosa.
Imagine America Scholarship recipients: Santiago Ferez, Moises A. Martinez, Eric Molina, Enrique Salinas, Olegario Sánchez, Noé Talamantes, Daniel Vázquez, Juan A. Villarreal, and Ángel Zaragoza. Joe Junfin, Cunafin, Junfin Farms, and the recipients are Paola Garcia Suazua and Victor Manuel Villasana. John Powell Memorial Scholarship, recipient Jesus Manuel Cerrato. Langley and Vanek Incorporated, attorneys at law, recipients: Paola Garcia Suazua, Sidney Lynn Gloria, Puraida Salazar, Isaac Turubiate Salinas. Decker Construction Incorporated, recipients: Adrian Alvarez, Erica E. Cárdenas, Carla Cervantes, Andrea Curi, Jessica Lira, Asael Muñoz, Coraima Ovalle, Griselda Solís, and Cassandra Tovar. Lynette Cerezo Scholarship, recipient Jesus Cerda. Lorena Powell Teacher Scholarship, Samuel Ballesteros. Lone Star Welding Scholarship, Alan Barrientos. Los 10 Amigos Club, Josué de la Cruz. Maverick Arms Incorporated, Joanne Jimenez, Stephanie Martinez, Wendy Reyes, Victor Manuel Villasana. Maverick Home Health, Victor A. Gonzalez. Maverick Hospice Care, Victor A. Gonzalez. Movelda E. Rhine Scholarship Fund, Ana Rosas. Progreso U.S. Customs Broker, Armando Solís. Reyes Cleaners, Alexis A. Martinez. Sul Ross State University, Manuel Rodriguez III.
The last scholarship for the evening, the Jobson Group. The recipients are Karen Gonzalez and Giselle Abigail Gonzalez. We're going to now have a few words from our gracious principal, Mr. Jesus Diaz Weber.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was our scholarship night. I hope you liked it. I know that the students are going to do great when they go to college. The only thing that I'm going to ask from them is just to give a thank you note to the contributors. Don't forget that. And to the parents, felicidades. Thank you so much for being here. Mr. Gonzalez, Ms. Purcell, thank you so much for everything. So, muy buenas noches a todos ustedes. Espero que les haya gustado. Y nos vemos el día de la grabación, el 4 de junio, antes de las 8 de la noche, porque vamos a empezar a las 8. So, thank you so much for being here, and God bless you. Que Dios los bendiga a todos.